Hello, my name is Sarah McGuire, and I'm one of the directors at the Reading Academy. At the Reading Academy, we teach children with dyslexia to read. We also train teachers in teaching individuals with dyslexia to read. Today, we're going to talk to you about memory words. Memory words might be familiar to you with other terms such as Dolch word list, sight word list, high frequency word list. And what these words are, what these groups of words are words that you would find within a text, and they account for approximately 50% of those words. So when we're working with the children or individuals with dyslexia, what our aim to do is to increase their vocabulary, their sight vocabulary, their memory words, so that they can read 50% of what it is without struggle. So when we look at these today, when we look at these words, we're going to show you how to practice with your child or with somebody that you may be working with. Now, today I'm going to be working with Sally, and Sally is 6 years old, and Sally does not have dyslexia. However, when we're working with the memory words are and should be taught to anyone that is starting to learn how to read. So this will just give us an example of how this should be delivered. And the reason that we use the word memory words at the Reading Academy is because we find it's an easy term to help people remember the difference between the groups and list of words that should be memorized. So memory words are memorized, as opposed to just word lists that eventually with phonics, the individuals will be sounding those words out. So the first thing I'm going to do is, if you've downloaded the memory word list, or if not, it's available with the click, you'll see it. So there are 5 different word lists that can be downloaded. Now, what I've done is I've cut those out into little flashcards. And this way, when we're working on memorizing the words, we can focus on the words that the child already has with automaticity. And then we can also focus on the words that they still need help with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this group of words, and this is the first sheet that I just showed you, and I'm going to present these to Sally, and I'm going to wait for her to have 4 consecutive errors. Okay, so I'm going to present them to Sally, and I'm going to ask Sally to read it. I want Sally to read this word within 3 seconds and not sounding it out. Excellent. So Sally just said at, so that's correct. So I'm going to make a correct pile. Now, go ahead. Those. If you notice, I just fed her the word because she didn't have it, okay? She did not have it with automaticity. So within this, we're going to make a second pile of words that Sally needs to work on. It. Excellent. So again, that's going to go into the correct pile. Filled. Good. Okay,
Go.
next. Go. Excellent. So that goes into the correct pile. Own. Own.
Got.
Excellent, Sally. Does. Does. So in my own head, I'm counting to 3, waiting for Sally to give that correct word. Over. Use. Use. There. There. Good. Okay, so one of the things that's really important is you supply the word if they don't have it within that 3 seconds. Let them repeat the word, let them see that word. But now I'm just going to double check that Sally knows all of these words really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the words and shuffle them again together. Okay? Okay, so they're shuffled. And now we're going to try it again.
At.
Good.
It.
Excellent.
Go.
Well done, Sally.
Got.
Yep.
Those.
Good.
Shared.
Yes.
There.
There. Good. Own.
Own.
Good.
Over.
Yeah. That was a little longer than 3 seconds, okay?
Use.
Does. Good. Okay, so now we have our 2 piles. I'm still not convinced because the second time around, Sally knew a lot more of the words. So I may just mix them up again and get Sally to read them. Okay? We're going to mix them again. If you get all of them right, which is a great question, and Sally consistently gets all of them right, or she has words that are consistently correct, then we start to add new words. And what I would do is I would take this little pile when she has 100% or when she has most of the words correct and I've added new words, I would take the words that she's very confident with and I'd put them to the side, because once they have the words, you don't really need to be revisiting, but maybe in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, you want to insert those words back into the memory word list that they're working on, just to double check that they have the words.
Go.
Go, good.
Got. Those. Filled. Use.
Good. Would.
Would. Does.
Yeah. That's okay. Thank you.
There.
Good. Own.
Own. Over.
Mm-hmm.
At.
Excellent, Sally.
It.
Very good. Okay, so Sally has about 50% of the words, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm still not convinced, just because during this session, when we did the first go around, Sally didn't know many of the words, okay? So what that tells me is I need to continue to work on this pile. And if I start the next lesson and she flies through them and she were to know all of these words, then I know it's time to move on. But you're going to want to see consistency within this list before moving on. You do not want them to be moving on or adding too many new words before they're ready. And you want them to get this perfectly. Okay, so we're looking for mastery here. So unless they have it within those 3 seconds every single time, it's not mastered. So it's really important to take your time, go through it a good few times. It's the repetition that is going to get them to recognize these words with automaticity. So I hope this helps. Go ahead, download. There's 5 different lists, and it should get you well on your way. Thanks a million.